Welcome back, everyone, to Hearts of Iron 2 Darkest Tower with the with the Fallout Doomsday mod. It's had a bit of a small wait, what? Oh, helicopters. Had a bit of a small moment of confusion, and yeah, we were last time scrap attack helicopters, yes. Technically, sir, it shouldn't. Okay. Okay, so that was a research, and now we will just focus on the war. We can still liberate Gecko for whatever reason, but we won't do that. And we still lack manpower, which is going to be our main problem. Having manpower right now would be useful. Improved electronics. That was industrial tech? Seems like it. Improved computing would be 2253 tech, so not something that would be good right now. Espionage and security would be okay. It would give us more surprise chance. Improved mining is okay, but we don't really need that yet. Solar or geothermal would increase our industrial efficiency and increase our off-map production of energy. Are we lacking energy? Not really. Or actually we kind of are. So getting those would be okay. But Brahmin farms are our priority right now because we need more manpower, and plus 5% manpower growth is gonna be fine. We need wasteland survival for this, and drugs. Those are the main two things. Wasteland survival is gonna be found in the NCR scouts. So having scouts work on farms makes a lot of sense in the game's logic, and we'll do that. Now our main, well, if I could, I would go for Tucson right now, but I don't think I can. Command 16 battalions. And our Air Force, no, our Air Force is not ready to fight. So we'll just be waiting on and get scrap trawlers, that was transports. So we can get the military sea transport tech. Could go with the San Diego Naval Base to get that done. That's training and seamanship. But we also have naval engineering and seamanship. So what's the difference? None. So we'll just do the San Diego Naval Base for that military sea transport, which will give us the ability to use amphibious assault, which could be very useful here, because Guaymas, this little province that Caesar's Legion owns, oh, they offer us a peace treaty. Okay, so they're gonna give us a few things. They're gonna give us Mexico. Oh wait, no. Hold on. Okay, I think they are giving us all of these. Caborca, Nogales, Colorado, Douglas, Yuma, Parker. Okay, so they would be giving us all these lands, it would seem. What about St. John's and Globe? As much as I would like to refuse and go for the annexation, this is a favorable peace treaty, and right now our military situation is not all that good. So I will accept. And that, oh, actually that gave us a ton of lands and surrounded them. So that was extremely bad on the part of the AI. So that obviously transfers, or should transfer, the control of a lot of, oh no, we're gonna relinquish our military control from our allies. We're also going to, they have large Brahmin farms and medicine, so we could, hopefully by giving them some resources. Yeah, 530 money should be enough. And he declined. Damn it. I thought we did relinquish military control. Okay, it appears like it's just bugging out. Okay, good. And we also appear to have some... Okay, hold on. Some other stuff to do. So we deployed them to this regiment. We also have another decision. Peninsula de Baja California. Okay, so that's a coring event, I believe. With the entire peninsula of the Baja California under our control, peace has been finally achieved in the region. To fully incorporate the region, we will need legitimacy in the eyes of the common folk. To this end, it has been proposed to give them full citizenship and all that entails. All that this entails. However, the expansion of the bureaucratic system won't be cheap. We can either say, for the Republic, and trigger an event in 30 days, while decreasing national dissent, decreasing money, decreasing stockpiles of supplies, but that's fine. Also giving us more belligerence because we'd be expanding ourselves. Yes, let's do it. And then we can lean on hub. But we will wait until our military is well prepared to do that. Would this have... Yes, it would have a lot of partisan activity. Because technically, it is still the territory of the Caesar's Legion. So we will have to send in... So what would be best for suppression? Garrison be good for suppression. Is suppression here? Yes, 5 suppression for garrisons. Oh, that's really good. However, I feel like whatever has patrols, so our scouts would really be the best for suppression. We can put them on a boat. That's going to be much faster than anything else, really. So you're going to do that. You don't have any revolt risk. And all these areas are kind of worthless, to be fair. But they are extremely useful in that they box in the Caesar's Legion. So we want to keep them under our control as much as possible. And Prescott has all the land forts and stuff that we were building. So it would be nice to keep that as well. Phoenix is obviously extremely important to keep, so we will leave a pretty sizable garrison there. Are the cavalry troops more effective at suppression? 4. Whereas you 2. So we will leave these troops behind. Okay, so where are the cavalry? Okay, here, light armor. And we're also gonna leave 1 sort of half regiment. The rest are gonna go to Parker without strategic redeployment because there's no need. They're gonna go to Parker and they're gonna help surround Hub. Now, here in the south, all these divisions. This 1 division is gonna go to Yuma because there's a river between Needles and Yuma, and it's not really that important of a place to hold. So we'll just have something there to hold, and we'll have these 6 deployed to Kingman. Okay. We're gonna have the scouts hopefully suppress all these lands. They're under now our control. We're gonna keep you on anti-partisan duty and you on anti-partisan duty to help the suppression. Prescott does have 1 revolt risk, but that's getting suppressed, and all the revolt risk in some of these areas is being suppressed, except this eastern part. Caborca, Nogales, Agua Prieta, Douglas, and Clifton. We'll have to deal with that later. Medicine has been researched, and that was an industrial tech? No, that was not. Oh, yes, that was. Great. We can get Radaway, which is going to decrease the attrition modifier and well, improve everything in the deserts. So we're gonna get that, and also it's going to unlock other things. We'll see that soon enough. We need technical efficiency, chemistry, and drugs. Those are the main things. So Chrysler Gruel is going to be pretty okay with that. It's also going to unlock other things with having to do with, for example, the glow, if I recall correctly. So it's pretty decent overall tech that you can get yourself. Now we'll also get all these guys back to El Portal, all the ones that were in Gillibend. So We need to watch out for those troops to avoid getting lost. Okay. Anti-partisan duty. Excellent. So that's completely neutralizing the revolt risk in one area, but not really doing all that much in the other areas. So we're gonna have to deal with that some way. Now, one of those ways, we're gonna decrease that, and we are going to build another regiment of police. It's not gonna take that long, only 80 days. Problem is, that takes manpower, which is sad, very sad. We are going to increase reinforcements now that we have a tiny bit of manpower that we can use for that. Especially the Air Force getting reinforced is going to be quite good. Excellent. And we can also upgrade the basic human soldiers right now. One infrastructure in Prescott, great. Not really needed all that much anymore, so good. Now we're focusing on the factories. And we are going to open diplomacy with Broken Hills. We're going to try to get that trade... Wait, what? Non-aggression pact? We're allied. Why would we need a non-aggression pact? We can still assume military control at 100%. So we don't need any of that. I'm going to try to get those large Brahmin farms. Well, okay. We're gonna go to 90 this time. 280, that's way too much money. Okay, good. So we got the technology. That's gonna increase the research of the large Brahmin farm. We also have another infantry regiment. Excellent. We are going to remove that from you. We're going to give you small arms with different capabilities, because the mortars eventually are going to slow them down once you upgrade them to higher levels of mortarage. Peninsula de Baja California. The final steps are done. We are proud to announce the official incorporation of Baja California as a full-state Indian CR. And so these are now considered our national provinces that will almost never revolt, and will give us full resources, full factories, and full manpower. So that bumps up our manpower from 0.11 to 0.14. And you have succeeded... Oh, the Shire Empire. Being very annoying. We also need to increase our intelligence. February 30th, so a couple months. We'll have that ability. So you have finished your transport mission. Great. And we could also build some more garrisons, I think, but we don't have the manpower, so we need to do something with that. We're getting industrial capacity also. Great. Good. Now that our military is kind of back in line, we can plan for the attack on the hub, if we're going to need to attack at all, which I think we will. You're going to go to, actually, San Bernardino. We have to check out the terrain. Okay, so Barstow is Rat Desert. San Bernardino, which is the capital, is forests, which is not good. I don't like forests. So I think the main attack is going to be coming in from Las Vegas into Barstow. Or maybe into Needles. Problem with Needles is that there's a river crossing, so we're going to ignore Needles. I'm going to leave a skeleton crew protecting those areas. We're going to focus the main effort from Las Vegas and Bishop. And I don't think there's connection to BD. No, unfortunate. So we don't have the ability to get even more flanking bonus. So our policy can be changed. Great. More war aims, I think. Yes, more war aims. Large Brahmin farms. Perfect. And that was an industrial tax. Can go for extensive trade caravans or wasteland agriculture. That's gonna even more manpower growth. And we need mechanics for that. So NCR workshops seems okay. And then we're gonna need to be focusing a little bit more on the unit techs, because we don't want to fall behind in that. Okay, Rangers. So we've got an extra unit of Rangers. And that should increase our suppression. However, we're gonna need to be clever with that, because it works in a bit of a slaver rage. Damn it. That's less manpower for me. It works in a bit of a sort of, how do you say it? Like, area of effect, I guess? Because it affects nearby provinces as well. So for example, if I have one guy in Agua Prieta and one guy in Caborca, it's gonna be doing a little bit more overall over an arc of areas, whereas if I only had 2 people in Caborca. That was laser small arms. Which is going to be very useful once we fight people with power armor and such, because it increases the hard attack quite a bit. I believe in the later tiers even more. This is small arms, right? Laser small arms, okay. So that's 19 soft attack, a little bit less than the soft attack of you. And they're also delaying our stuff, so we need to increase the intelligence funding. We're up to level 9, so we're now okay with the intelligence levels, but still not as good as it could be. Medium slave revolts, yes. Unfortunately, it looks like they were destroyed. Oh, damn Luddites. Okay, problem is they're gonna get St. John's. They are definitely getting St. John's. We are going to try to move in you. And you might be able to outrun Caesar's Legion infantry. Thankfully, it was in areas where I have tons of troops anyway. We might be able to outrun the Caesar's Legion and continue the blockade, I guess you could call it. Because if the Caesar's Legion is allowed to have an avenue into the Vipers, I think they can pretty easily crush them. We don't want that to happen. Now we're getting even more infantry on the line, which is exactly what we need. We're going to start deploying them in Santa Ana and Los Angeles, because we don't want these areas, like I said, we're not going to have these areas be our main front that's going to be pushing into the hub, but we don't want them to be taken either. That would be very bad, because those are some of our most important industrial provinces. Military sea transport, excellent. We're going to go with the NCR army. Don't ever be the first, don't ever be the last, and don't ever volunteer to do anything, says Private Jenkinson. Probably a smart advice for any soldier. What do you mean? I don't have any attachments. I appear to not have any attachments. Okay. Okay, let's do some diplomacy. We can influence them. We have hardly influenced them. And we're gonna try to influence some other people. For example, Reading, I think, could be influenced. Oh, damn it. So the Caesar Legion managed to get into St. John's. So it's now their territory again. That's very unfortunate, I think. Because I am pretty certain that it's their national province. No, it isn't. Phoenix is their national province. Okay, so they're not getting... So they're actually not getting much from that province. But they still have an avenue to the Vipers, which is annoying. We don't want, absolutely for no reason, want them to have control over any province that can give them back access to these southern lands that they own. Because as you can see, they are not able to actually fight these marauders. We're gonna short bombard them, and we're gonna ready up this guy for an amphibious assault on them. Oh, that's way too far. Way beyond the range. Hold on. Can we do anything to increase their range? This is 400 range, and this is 600. And that province is 500 kilometers away. So if we leave the helicopters behind, we can do some airstriking. We're just gonna do it on the province for a day, because I just want to see what's there. Okay, two units. Okay, I think I can destroy them with an amphibious assault. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take... Could use these. Nah, not gonna. We're gonna use them. No, we are not. We are not going to use them. We're gonna use them. Because I don't think Caesar's Legion has any troops. Yep, they're dying. I don't think they have any troops in that area that can fight, because they have no way to supply them. So they're just dying. They're just dying off. And soon enough, all that territory can be ours for taking. May the 7th, okay. Perfect. And we're gonna wait for them to be fully organized. Excellent. Yes, that is exactly what I want. Unfortunately, we need to move quickly. We need to move very quickly and get there before anyone else can, and I think they will. Of course, there's also the fact that we can come in and take that, and we should be able to take it pretty easily. We're not going to be able to amphibious assault, so we're just going to move back to Los Angeles. Ah, damn it. So the Mexican Raiders got there first, which is sad, because the Mexican Raiders are pretty annoying, and they also do slaving raids, so that's going to give us more bad events. Limited wasteland agriculture, excellent. And that was... Hold on, we appear to have forgotten to give Lockheed Martin something else to research. So we just got this scrap attack helicopter. We are gonna get some air formations, just to increase the morale and efficiency of everything. General Durkin can do that. Okay. Units, we are researching new units. We can research new garrisons as well, but we don't have any good tech teams for that. What about ghouls? Nope, none of that. Attachments though. We could go for medium mortars. That's also gonna be bad. Improved apocalyptic engineers. Laser rifles. Maybe those are gonna be better because they have advanced weapons and armor. No, we don't have anyone that can do that. Then how about new vehicles? What do we need for Chrysalis? Armored Scout motorbikes. Yes, that's gonna be good. NCR Energy Authority. Wait, were we meant to scout the enemy or hunt the enemy? Armored Scout Bike User Dilemma. Well, it's armored. Means you can hunt people. Okay, so now it's time to change around our political things. We're gonna switch around Councilman Westonson. Is that Weston? No, just went to Weston. We're gonna switch him out for John John's. Wait, hold on. Target government at close ideology. Alliance chance for 25%. Oh no, then that's actually very useful. So professional diplomat, that's fine. However, we don't need him in the position of industrial advisor because he's a military capitalist with plus 20% supplies, and now we have enough supplies. So we're gonna go with a professional engineer, which is going to increase our total IC by 5%. Which is okay, but at the same time, much better than the supplies. Master Spy, we have a Spy Lord, which increases our intelligence by 5% and some things. However, I am more interested in the double dealing Scientist, because that's gonna decrease the fuck you phone. That's gonna decrease the research time in general. So again, something that we can use more. We unfortunately can't get anything else for Army. Good Cop is pretty much the best. Yes. Or maybe consumer goods need minus 5% and manpower growth plus 5%. Although for now we'll keep the Good Cop because we've got a lot of non-national provinces. We can even change our president from our president to our president. And so we're gonna wait for that. Then open negotiations chance, offer trade agreement. So that's the influential negotiator, which is okay with dealing with our allies, but we want someone that can improve our influencing. Alliance mender, that's less to bring to alliance, less to join alliance, less to offer an alliance, and less to influence nations. That's exactly what we want. This, by the way, this is just for the costs. Like you can see those numbers there, that 50, 100. 100 would be the normal cost in money to ask to bring someone to an alliance. And so this minister only basically cuts the cost by half. So we're going to get him, Councilman Delaware. Strategy advisor, that's 20% army defensive combat. That's pretty good. We're going to keep that. Air Marshal. That's military or former paratrooper. That's the only thing we can have. And that's basically all we can do for our political dealings. And we're going to focus a lot of industrial capacity on consumer goods because we got a lot of dissent. Partially that was from switching around ministers, because in a democracy, which we are, switching around ministers causes quite a lot of dissent in your country. And so having that basically meant that we have to dissipate that dissent. But also part of that was from the event, the Luddites, that were being so incredibly annoying. And now we finally have... Oh, that was Radaway. Perfect. Radaway is going to lead to improved medicine, but we don't really have anything that can do that. Methane power plant. That's also pretty good. But we don't need energy yet. Improved mining. That would be for metal and rare materials. Actually, we are lacking energy, so we're gonna go with the methane plant first. Yes, all these are plus 10 energy. And that's gonna be the end of the part. So that was very interesting. We won the war against Caesar's Legion. So you're trying to tell me that this whole factory runs on Brahmin shit. Yeah, we won the war against Caesar's Legion. We haven't been able to keep all of the gains from that war, but we're solidifying our state, and we are also starting to improve our influence among other people in the wasteland. Can we do anything in the open negotiations? No. We can sell our rat away, though. How much money are you going to give me for that? Not a lot. I'm going to take a 60% for that. I'm going to try to get 100 monies from them. Decline. Fuck you, then. That was pretty bad. We're going to try to influence Reading. Yeah, that's what we were trying to do because, well, I'll explain that later. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed so far the Caesar's, not the Caesar's Legion, the anti-Caesar's Legion, and we'll see you soon.